Welcome to the stream, everybody. We are officially underway here for the AU playoffs upper bracket. Order versus LFO. The Orgless squad still looking to make a deep run in playoffs here. Savage leading the way onto the B side. Hazard with a nice little tap there into water. Make that 2 Glock headshots in water for Hazard. Jiro was able to trade back, but bomb's still going to be planted here at default on the B side. Ricky and Rustillo on the rotation back from CT Hall. Do find two. It's all up to Sterling in water, but Rickio able to finish him off with another USP headshot in order. Has indeed secured pistol round here in map 1. LFO is gonna fully force up here. That's 3 Galils and AK in the hands of Hazard. Vicky having to settle for that Mag 10. Contact being made here outside B tunnels, and Jira able to come up with 2 with that A1S on the push. There was a trade that went out. Vexite down. Rickio keeping an eye on short here. From the A site does do quite a bit of AUG damage onto Leaky there. Sterling still advancing up long. A meanwhile connects on that Galil headshot. That brings us to a 3-on-3 and opens up the site for Savage to plant. Bomb has been planted. Order looking to retake. Valiant's pushing out of bank defensively. Steps through that smoke. Has not been spotted yet. Jira, meanwhile, pushing by Dumpster. Finds 2 with the AK-47. Great couple of headshots there from Jira. LFO tossed a perfect Molotov to prevent Order from hopping on the bomb immediately. Fortunately, Valiance did recover a kit there. It looks like he'll have just barely enough time to secure the defuse in Order, now leading by 2. LFO actually gonna be able to squeeze out technically another rifle buy here. That's 4 Galils and AK in the hands of Savage here on the terrorist side. Rickio getting aggressive towards party. AUG is out, already down 2 terrorists. And this is not how LFO was hoping round 3 was gonna go. They're not gonna have any cash going into the next round. Hazard and Apoc left in a 2v5. Hazard down as he advances towards the B site near water. Rustillo dropping Apoc there at connector. Exit in Order. Off to a strong start here, up 3-0 on overpass. Rickio getting aggressive with that AUG again. Peeks down top of connector stairs. It's another 2 for Rickio with the AUG traded back by APOC a couple moments later. Rustillo, however, still getting aggressive here for the TT side. Make that another 2 for Rustillo. Gets 1 on the long push, pushes back and finds 1 in Bathroom. However, Sterling with a beautiful 1 dig as he pushes up long A. Sterling does have the C4 in hand, but he's left in a 1v3 with 1:06 on the clock. Jira gonna be exiting towards locker side there in Bathroom. Does connect on the A1S headshot, and things continuing to look a bit rough here for LFO. They will be able to afford a full buy here in round 5. That's 5 AKs here on the T side. Leaky still looking to get going. 0 kills on the board. APOC and Savage each with only 1 frag at the moment. LFO spreading out a bit here on what might be their new default, a bit more passive. But LFO can't be overly passive here. They still gotta show some confidence, show some advancement towards one of the sites here as they continue to let some time off the clock. There's actually under a minute remaining now, but it looks like LFO is creeping ever so quietly up towards Bathroom here. Savage leading the way, already entering Bathroom. He's got a teammate clearing long side of Bathroom already as well. We approach 35 seconds on the round. LFO gonna have to make this A commit soon, but Riccio holding down some laser sharp angles in the A site with that AWP. Riccio on the peak towards short from sight, connects on Hazard, peeks low with the AWP, make that 2 for Riccio. Looking for more action here at the entry to the A site. The terrorists making their way up A stairs. There's only 9 seconds remaining. APOC able to take out Riccio at long, and Leaky clears back, dumpster, brings it to a 3-on-3. Bomb will be planted. Jira at Truck, able to get 2 as he whips over with the AUG from Truck to bank. Great accuracy from Jira once more with the AUG. And all members of LFO have fallen here in round 5. Vexside will secure the defuse in order. Keeps rolling here on Overpass. Yo, getting aggressive once again. Pushing with that AWP towards Fountain. Ustillo getting a bit aggressive here towards short. Ustillo actually creeping to the end of Bathroom there to toss that nade. He will fall back to safety on the A site though. Ustillo taking a bit more of a passive position there towards long A. Meanwhile, Valiance and Vexside still awaiting that B push here. It looks like LFO is still fully grouped up outside the B tunnels, but Valiance with some suppressive fire with the AK-47 through Monster Tunnel, through that smoke as well. Gonna get a nice little 2K for himself there. He's looking for more. Can he go for the ace? Gets a third, but Sterling able to trade back, not before getting tagged down to 14 HP. It's just Sterling and Leaky remaining. They're trying to force their way onto Monster, but Vexside gonna step down towards Monster ramp, pick up the last 2 kills of the round with the AK-47 there in order. Now leading by 6 rounds. LFO still not able to get a round W yet here on Overpass. And I don't know if they're going to get it here in round 7 either. This is going to be a semi-bye for looking for Org. 4 Deagles and a Tech 9 being bought here on the T side. APOC, big 1 Deag there towards water. Meanwhile, Hazard pushing to the top of connector. That knife probably hurt on the quick switch. Well, there's actually no CTs outside of connector. I thought there was one pushed up further short, but that is not the case. Riccio actually all the way back and bank with that AWP. And Riccio, seemingly the only player on the A side. He's got a friend rotating to help him out here, but Riccio does not get the help in time. He's gonna drop at bank. Nice little Deagle headshot from Hazard. That's gonna free up the A site for a potential plant here. APOC watching the flank. Ustillo down. And it's only Valiance remaining here for the CT side. Makes the peek from Dumpster, but Sterling connects on the Deagle headshot. And LFO officially has their first round on the board here. Jira spamming plywood here towards water. Does just a hair of damage, but LFO continuing to force their way through connector. Hazard lands the A1S headshot onto Estilo halfway up connector stairs. Sterling, meanwhile, clearing all his angles here over near Fountain, and Party does find the op kill into Party there. So Estilo and Riccio both dead with under a minute remaining. LFO, can they capitalize off this 2-man advantage? It's only Valiance watching the B side, but LFO continuing to make their way towards A. Up short, take out Jira. They're gonna have to deal with Vexite there at Truck, and Hazard does check that immediate close wall of Truck, lands the headshot. That's gonna leave only Valiance remaining here for the counter-terrorist side. He'll likely be saving this. Oh, keeping an eye on connector exit while he's at it. Does hit that late headshot post-plant onto APOC. And LFO is on the hunt. Will Valiance be able to save this AUG over at B Greats? It's a big maybe still. I feel like he wants to make a last-second peek towards heaven or elsewhere. He's not going to get peeked from outside B tunnels, so he actually should be safe here. LFO definitely too far away for any potential last-second peeks there, and LFO has indeed secured a second round for themselves here on map 1. Let's see if they can close the gap here a bit. Order still with a strong 4-round lead, but not with much cash to work with here in round 9. So the counter-terrorist side going to be settling with upgrade pistols here, other than that AUG that was saved by Valiance. Vexite getting very aggressive towards water. Does hit that initial Deagle headshot into water, leaky down. LFO not in a position to get the trade, surprisingly. And Vexite, another 1D coming in. APOC down, it's sandbags. And what is an eco for Order might turn into a W here if LFO can't get some redemption. LFO not able to trade out on either of those early B picks. Meanwhile, Order has picked up a second rifle for themselves. Riccio is on the AK-47. I think he should probably drop that for a teammate, considering he's only at 29 HP. Jira would be the obvious choice since Jira has armor as well, and Valiance is already on the AUG, but Riccio is hanging on to the AK. I truly think he should have dropped this for his teammate, but he's not going to do it, and that could cost Order. Jira was still on the A site with no gun. He'll fall to Savage. Who knows if he would have survived with a gun regardless. Savage able to get 2 quick headshots there. It's going to free up the plant. Brings us to a 3-on-3. Riccio and Valiance potentially just going to be saving their rifles. Vexite still has a Deagle in hand as well. Looks like Order's still going for this one, though. Vexite making his way... Vexite, excuse me, making his way towards Truck. Now peeking long with the Deagle. Does do some initial damage onto Sterling, but there's not much time remaining here for Order to get a defuse off. Sterling misses that initial op shot from Long A. Won't miss on the second, and there's not enough time to defuse. C4 will officially detonate, in LFO grabbing a 3rd round for themselves as we head into the 10th round of map 1. LFO slowing things down just a hair, but now regrouping and approaching short. Ustillo dropping that smoke short just barely before visuals are made. Hazard, meanwhile, leads his team through that smoke, takes out Riccio, who was watching Long from Long Divide there. And LFO continuing to flood the A site. Order appearing to already fall back. I think Order has already indeed decided to save these 4 rifles. Bit of a strange situation there. Usually you want to see more than one death before one team decides for the save, especially on the CT side. But can't lie, this is a safe move from Order. So they will live to die another day here. Contact unlikely here, post plant and post explosion. So it looks like Order will indeed be able to save those 4 rifles. Riccio, however, probably going to need a drop here. Teammate has dropped him an op. Order is all ready to go here in round 11. Can they respond to this newfound offensive adversity from LFO? LFO just looking very strong here these past 3 or 4 rounds. Order still leading by 2, but for how long? Alliance trying to hold things down at Monster, but he's got LFO members splitting the B side. Savage will take out him and his teammate here. It's going to free up the B site for the plant at default, and once again, Order going to be saving early. This time it's 3 rifles attempting to be saved on the CT side. Ustillo, meanwhile, makes his way into connector. He's keeping an eye on that connector exit rotation. So just maybe a post-plant exit coming in this round, but still unknown. Riccio keeping an eye on Bank. Can he get Hazard to walk into his crosshair? He does. Riccio converts the peak into an exit. And with the C4 officially detonating, LFO is now only trailing by 1. Jira does get 1 there at the end of the round near jungle, but Sterling, slightly flashed, still able to trade back. And it looks like a timeout has been taken here by order. Riccio getting things rolling, being very aggressive there towards Fountain. Will connect on that initial pick. Minute 25 for LFO to work with. They did get a pick of their own there. It looks like that was towards connector. That's going to leave us in a 4-on-4. LFO still not committing towards either site yet. They do have firm control of both connector and water over here at B. Savage making his way towards the A site from connector, peeks into bathroom, is able to take out Jira there. That swings the one-man advantage back in LFO's favor. LFO, meanwhile, trying to take the B site by force. Valiant's able to drop that HE towards Monster from barrels. Does get 1. Leaky trades him out. Vexide still on side, and Monster peeks out, gets 2 with the A1S. Leaky is able to trade back with that AWP. Leaves us in a 1-on-1 situation. Leaky versus Ustillo. Leaky only has 16 HP, and he gives up his short side angle. That plant being heard by Ustillo, and he's spamming default backs. How is Leaky still alive? Has an opportunity to potentially hit a no-scope or a quick scope. There goes for the no-scope, but isn't able to land it. Ustillo will secure the defuse, and it's almost just surprising Ustillo didn't kill him even quicker there. But Order will indeed increase their lead to 2 rounds, being led here on the CT side by Jira with 11 kills here in the first half. Let's see if LFO can punch back, potentially tie things up or better here before the second half starts. Watching that B tunnel push does find Vexide getting overly aggressive. Valiant's good for the trade there through Monster Tunnel. That leaves us in a 4-on-4 minute remaining here. LFO still taking their sweet time. I thought they would have been further advanced towards the A site by now, but that is not the case. Still hanging back a bit by the entry to bathroom, and that's going to allow Riccio some space to move up towards short and cover that ground. He's going to be seen though, so I think he's actually going to fall back towards the A side now. And Jira finds Hazard at short, but LFO still considering the B push, even knowing this op is on site. He's got backup as well. Valiant's ready to trade out if Jira falls at B. Leaky leading the way onto the B side for LFO from Sandbags, and Valiant's able to get 2 with the A1S. Jira peeks out from behind Monster, lands the op shot, and Order once again leading by 3. Order going to be running that double AWP setup once more here in round 14. LFO does have Sterling on the op again. This is a full buy round for LFO. 4 AKs rounding out the lineup here on the T side, but they're gonna have to be careful. Riccio pushing towards Fountain Stairs. Op is out. LFO regrouping towards bathroom as 2 terrorists make their way up connector here towards bathroom entry. Valiant awaiting a potential flash here at B, but there's not going to be one coming. All 5 LFO players are, excuse me, they're actually not rotating back towards bathroom, rotating back through connector towards B, so maybe Valiant will have to dodge some flashes here in a second. LFO committing to that B push. They're splitting Sandbags and Monster. Valiant's able to get the first there at short. Jira peeks out from behind default, able to get 2 with the AWP before Sterling trades him out with his own sniper. Still a one-man advantage for Order. LFO will be able to get the C4 planted. Nice nade toss towards back CT halls. Riccio does get tagged down to 7 HP, but regardless, Ustillo still advancing onto the side, gets the trade onto Leaky. It's only Sterling remaining here. Surely, yes, he heard the fake defuse, heard it twice. Makes the peek from Sandbags via water, but Riccio intently holding that angle from sight. Converts the op shot in Order. Now up by 4 rounds once again as we head into the final round of the first half. Nice utility being used here defensively, but that's not going to stop Valiant from getting picked near Monster, and it's not going to save Vexite either. APOC makes the peek from Sandbags. Vexite down. Nice headshot there from APOC with the AK-47. His teammates continuing to flood the A side. It's up to Jira to make the stop in water. He does find 1 kill with the A1S, immediately traded out by Leaky. It's a 2v4 situation for Order here in the final round of the half. Bomb has been planted. Not sure Riccio and Ustillo are going to be able to pull this one off. Ustillo getting spammed from water, returns fire through plywood. APOC down, incredible kill from Ustillo, but will it be enough? It might be too little, too late here, but Riccio not giving up, hits the op shot back by Monster, but Leaky able to trade out +1 there, and we'll be headed into the second half with Order leading by 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's Molly for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah. Sarah, why you leave?
was born like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return. Something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. We're officially underway here for the second half Map 1 Overpass LFO versus Order in the upper bracket playoffs here, AU region. Looks like Order does want to commit to this A push, making their way into bathroom via long. Order doing a around the world strat, now making their way through connector, exiting connector into B water. They're going to combine for 3 Glock kills there as they fly out of connector exit. Savage does stop Vexide here at Sandbags. Nice little USP headshot from him. APAC meanwhile still lurking over towards the A site, rotates back towards Sumter Stairs, able to find Ustillo a bit off guard there. Leaves us in a 2-on-2 scenario. 50 seconds on the clock. Valiant leading the way onto the B side for Order, able to clear Graffiti. Savage down. Bomb will be planted, and it's all up to APOC here on pistol. 1v2. It's gonna be a tough one for APOC. His footsteps gonna be heard. Makes the peek below him at Balk. Hits the initial headshot. Had a chance to take out Jira as well, but gonna be caught on the trade just as he hops onto railing there. And a solid round from Order there as they increase their lead to 4 rounds. Order is going to be on a full force, or no, excuse me, LFO going to be on a full force here. Obviously, Order had bought up, but LFO using all their cash as well here. The second round of the half. That's 2 Deagles, 2 MP9s, a 5-7 here on the CT side, but that's not going to matter to Jira. Pushing up bathroom, finds Sterling there. Side bathroom entrance. Less than a minute remaining here. And I can't imagine this force is going to work out too well for LFO. Ustillo leading the way onto the A site from long. Him and Vexite combining for 2. They're both traded out, though. Riccio will be the last man standing there towards long. He's got his teammates joining him at the A side now. It's only Savage remaining for the CT side. 5-7 in hand, making his way up bank. Can he maybe get at least 1 here? But he's spotted, taking a lot of damage. Falls back with 22 HP. Likely will not survive this, and he doesn't. Jira able to finish him off. The Galil there, and Order increasing their lead to 5 rounds, and LFO not going to be left with much cash to work with here after that force. Valiance and Vexite continuing to make their way onto the B site, combining for 3 as Ustillo, excuse me, throws his AK in there as well. Riccio able to find the last 2 kills of the round in order. Really getting things rolling here on the T side, but this round will be the true test. It's going to be a full rifle buy from LFO. Sterling going to be on the AWP, 3 silenced M4s. Hazard still on the A4. Hazard staying true to his roots, not swapping out for the A1S meta. Hazard all the way pushed up by Fountain here, makes the peek towards long. Almost missed the opportunity there to kill Riccio, but does finish him off with the A4. Bit of a scary moment there for Hazard. But alas, it's a one-man advantage for LFO. Order with still a full minute to work with here. But they're going to have to get at least 1 or 2 picks rolling here soon if they're going to end up with enough time for a plant. Sterling with those eagle eyes down long A lands the double scope onto Ustillo by Flower Wall. 2-man advantage for LFO and not much time remaining. Order only has 23 seconds to get this bomb planted. And the T side might actually be saving this. Maybe not. Jira does find Sterling there on the A side, and it looks like Vexite and Jira still going for this. They have op in hand, and Jira surely needs to fall back here after his teammate dies at A. Jira still holding it long. Oh, man. I don't think he thought he could have got away in time, but I think he just barely could have if he had fully committed to falling back long there. He just might have been able to save that op. And that's a big play for LFO, not allowing Order to save any weapons from that. So just maybe that's LFO's opportunity to get back into this one. Order not with much cash to work with this round, so saving that op would have been huge. Hazard pushing into connector, makes contact, lower connector stairs. Jira tagged down to 41 HP from that A4. Ustillo taking a lot of HE damage and a couple AK shots to the abdomen. He's somehow gonna fall back to the B side with 2 HP. Excuse me, fell back to water there, but Order regardless continuing to make their way onto the B side. Leaky able to stop 2. Trades go out. Sterling gets a stop at A during the chaos, but Savage able to finish off the final terrorist alive there at the B side. That was Riccio trying to hang on for dear life, but it was just too tall of a task, and it looks like a timeout has been taken by Order. Order discussing how to slow down this newfound defensive momentum from LFO. Order was up by 6, so they don't want to let this map get away from them here. Can't let LFO continue this streak. Order really needs to put their foot down here. Otherwise, LFO is certainly going to be within striking distance again. Savage from barrels does toss a nade and some utility here towards Monster, and it looked like Order did want to potentially commit to an early B push there, but looks like they're deciding not to as they rotate back towards Fountain and lurk ever closer towards Bathroom in the A site. LFO with 2 at B, 1 in connector. This could be Order's opportunity to take A. Hazard does find Jira there as he sneaks up top connector stairs. He's going to be traded out, leaves us in a 4-on-4, 50 seconds here for Order to work with. APOC continuing to watch long A, finds Riccio getting a bit aggressive there at long. Sterling from sight able to take out Vex as he holds down default, but APOC continuing to make his way onto the A side. It's only Ustillo remaining though. And Ustillo going to be finished off there at bottom of connector, and LFO has indeed got back within striking distance, now trailing by just 3 rounds here on map 1. Sterling on the early peak there towards Fountain Stairs, will connect on the kill. Order now rotating back towards A again. Sterling with a great opportunity at long does tag Jira, not finishing off with the AWP, but switches to a sidearm to finish off. And Sterling, he's got to take care of Ustillo. Misses the easy shot, but hits the hard one as he gets him jumping away there in the air with a headshot. That's going to be only Riccio remaining at short. Riccio somehow converting a long-range deke pick there at short despite 2 CTs lighting him up. Riccio with 54 HP, a Desert Eagle, and a Dream here as he pushes up long A. Does have the C4 in hand, but surely this isn't going to be plant. Sterling holding that angle from behind default container, finishes off Riccio at the end of long A. And LFO within just 2 rounds of potentially tying this up here on Overpass. Ustillo continuing to get aggressive here in connector. Does find that initial pick onto Sterling. Hazard pushing all the way through Playground. Finds 2 with the A4. And that could prove disastrous this round for Order. Ustillo does find one more pick here as he rotates back up connector. Ustillo tries to finish off Hazard at long A there near entry rock. Ustillo will register the kill there. Thought for sure he was going to go down, but survives with 9 HP. 55 seconds here for order to get the bomb planted. Leaky able to find 2 there as he holds down the A side defensively, but ultimately traded out by Ustillo, who finds himself in a one-on-one situation with only 9 HP. Can Ustillo pull this off despite bleeding from the neck here? Savage smells blood, exits bathroom. Those footsteps going to be heard now from Long. Fakes the defuse. He might have been able to stick that since he had a kid. Oh, wow, he would have been able to. Gets back on it now, and Ustillo will make the peek and secure the round. Great play from Ustillo there, because if that had been not a fake there, he would have lost that round, but he had enough confidence in his intuition to know that that was a fake. I know that seemed like a pros don't fake situation, but the fake did occur and the round did not work out there for the CT side. Looks like another timeout has been called by order. Live play has resumed. LFO did indeed afford a full buy this round. That's 4 M4s and an AWP here on the counter-terrorist side. Jira leading the way up short. Galil out. Order now flooding the side. Sterling peeks from behind. Default container hits the initial op shot onto Vex side. Traded out by Jira. Another pair of trades going out, but this time it was not on the site itself. One of those picks going out at short. One was behind the site by dumpster stairs, I believe. Leaky on the rotation from connector. APOC rotating back into side at the same time, but it's going to be Savage finishing off Valiance there at short, and order with just not enough men to guard the C4 post plant there, and LFO slicing that lead of orders back down to just 2 rounds. And it looks like a timeout has been taken again. It's actually a tech timeout this time from LFO. Give me just a moment here as I check my other monitor, make sure this isn't anything too serious. looks like live play will be resuming, so hopefully whatever tech issue is affecting LFO does not recur here. Order, meanwhile, making their way onto the B side. Vexit leading the way out. Monster Tunnel. Leaky still at barrels, able to find two, make that three for Leaky. Switches to his sidearm, looking for a fourth. Valiance with low HP. Leaky should be able to finish him off, and he does. Huge 4K there from Leaky, and LFO within just a single round now of potentially tying things up here on map 1. Can they pull off this comeback? Or does Order fight back here? Order is going to be on a full buy. Rikio on the Arctic Warfare Magnum once again. Sterling keeping an eye on Fountain Stairs from bathroom entry. Vexite walks right into his op crosshairs. That's a good start to the round from Order. APOC, however, getting aggressive at long, able to pick off Rikio from behind Big Rock. Two-man advantage for LFO. Can they tie things up here? Minute 5 on the clock. Order continuing to advance onto the B side. How did they already get on site? Ustillo does find that headshot and Heaven, but Leaky and Savage right there in the back of the B site to trade back. That's going to leave only Jira remaining with 10 HP after Savage tagged him down quite a bit before falling himself. 40 seconds on the clock. Going to be unlikely Jira can do anything here. Not even sure if he's going to be able to save this AK. He just might, as LFO looks like they're passively holding their positions for the round timer to expire. But Jira, what are you doing? Jira. I guess, oh man. You know, and I gotta say, there was no reason for Jira to make that last peek and give up his rifle like that. LFO wasn't pushing him. Now he only has a Tech 9 to work with. There's no rifle on the T side due to him not saving that. I really don't know why he would do that. There was no way he was going to clutch a 1v3 with 10 HP. Even if he had 100 HP, he shouldn't have peeked that. So, very questionable decision there from Jira. I'm actually a bit upset that he peeked that, because that really takes away the excitement from this round specifically. I mean, Order just doesn't have a single rifle to work with now, as mentioned. And that could have been the game changer. You know, you could have at least maybe got a rifle pick over near bathrooms or something and got a second rifle for your team, but ah, man. I'm going to be thinking about that one for the rest of this series. Why did Jira not save that AK back on Overpass? But it's true. Well, fast forward to the present time, and there's been no players picked off yet. That's going to change with Valiance exiting bathroom. APOC, good for the stop, but Rikio and Jira both able to trade back and get some Tech 9 kills here into the A side. Sterling gets one from Truck with that AWP, but Ustillo gonna be flying around with that Tech 9, able to connect on the headshot. Leaky rotating back into the side with a teammate, and Leaky able to get two there near default with the A1S, both headshots, and it's all up to Jira. Tech 9 in hand. Can he make better decisions than last round? Not that he really had a choice. He was gonna have to try to clutch that one no matter what here. Not able to do so with the Tech 9, and LFO will secure the defuse and the round. LFO now leading by a single round here in map 1. Order continuing to let a lot of time off the clock here. They are on a full buy once more. Riccio on the AWP again. Sterling getting aggressive towards short. It's going to pay off. Peeks into bathroom. Side entry. Hits the op shot onto Vexite. And that is not a good start to the round for Order. All the momentum certainly with LFO at the moment. And Order definitely feeling the pressure now. The pressure always feels a bit more intense when you're down on the T side as well, let's be honest. Because being on the T side, it's up to you to make those initial picks and bold decisions. And Valiance does make a bold decision! Presses out into the B site via sandbags, able to clear out sight for 2. Does fall to APOC there at the end of CT. Hall's APAC advancing towards the site, but Ustillo gonna take care of him there from water, and it's a one-man advantage for Order. They're not out of this one yet, folks. Ustillo keeping a keen eye on Heaven, still lands the headshot onto Hazard, gonna tag up Sterling down to 11 HP as well, and Sterling just barely seeing Jira through that smoke grenade, hits the op shot top rails there. Sterling left in a 1v2 situation, but he is going to be saving the op regardless. Slides away to the A side. He should be able to successfully save this one, but whew, as I was saying that, that was actually the wrong call for me. Riccio maybe should have had that op kill from Sterling moving towards long there, but doesn't connect on it. And both ops will be saved from last round for both teams. And it looks like a timeout has been taken by Order, as they now have things tied up at 14 apiece. And Order now in the driver's seat late in the game. I know it's, you know, technically a tie score, but LFO not with quite enough cash for at least one of their players here. So it looks like APOC will have to settle for a FAMAS. Other than that, LFO is on a full rifle round. APOC and Leaky without head armor, though. And with such a close game like that, a detail like that could come into play quite prominently here. See if that lack of head armor ends up affecting the counter-terrorist side later in the round. Ustillo watching connector exit, does hit that initial AK headshot. Hazard down. Order continuing to let a lot of time off the clock here after that initial pick onto Hazard. APOC pushing down connector, hits the FAMAS kill onto Ustillo in Order. Running out of time here, 10 seconds to get the plant down, but Savage is still at barrel. Savage and Leaky combining for 2. Vexite is able to get a flank kill from Heaven, but it's too late. It's too late for Order. Round timer expiring, and what happened there? What happened there? Order surely could have pushed the B site with at least 30 seconds or more left, but they waited until it was like 12 seconds. And I know in some situations, you know, that those very late pushes can work out depending on the scenario, but with the game on the line, essentially, tied up at 14, and you know LFO has a very strong defense at both sides, I can't agree with Order there on going on that late of a push. Because if things don't go your way on those initial picks on a late push, like, you're done. Even if you do hit the picks, you might not have enough time to plant the bomb still. You gotta give your teammates some more time to work with in a situation like that. If you're gonna run a late rush like that, I feel like it's you know, no matter who you're playing, it's gotta be earlier in the match. Unless you're absolutely beyond positive that the plant is gonna go down, but how could Order have guaranteed a plant there rushing in with 12 seconds? Knowing that LFO has been, you know, just laser eyes on the B side this whole game. Hazard and company getting aggressive here for the CT side. Hazard does find Jira near Fountain. Savage, meanwhile, still holding things down at the B side from Greats, and he's not going to change his position. He's like, look, boys, you know where I am? You want to come for me? Come get me. Hazard, meanwhile, still pushing through Fountain, finds another FAMAS kill. In Order left in a 2v4, they're going to have to somehow Iron Man pull this off if they want to push this to overtime. But the momentum this round squarely sitting with LFO. Both terrorists do still have full HP remaining. 50 seconds on the clock. Rikio, Omp in hand, Ustillo on the AK-47. So they're not out of this one quite yet, folks. Ricky making his move. He's going to get tagged up from long. Somehow not going to be killed from long there. Ricky advancing into the site. Tries to clear truck. He's going to fall to that off accuracy of Sterling. And Sterling able to find Ustillo as well. Despite that nade killing him simultaneously. And LFO will be able to secure map 1 after a bit of a back and forth there, especially in the second half. It almost looked like Order could have potentially taken that to overtime, but I will say LFO was just making smarter decisions throughout that entire second half. Just a couple rounds there I didn't really like from Order. I especially didn't like that late B push 2 rounds ago, but regardless, we'll be headed to map 2 here in just a few minutes. We'll see if Order can bounce back, potentially push this to a third and deciding map. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
No pulse and all alone. Time's not kind and it won't let go. No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to I'm safe only, even though we burn from the light I bleed. But you bring me back, not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Oh, you bring me to you bring me to life.
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, ayo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall. And if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back. This is the moment to go. This is the moment to shine. This is the moment to show. Show me the rocks you can climb. This is the moment to feel the path like you legally blind. I can promise this is ours cause we built for this, kill for this. Pushing buttons, do it quick, push it off and do assist. Oh, y'all think we new to this? Pound for pound, break it down. Watch what we gon' do with this. Teamwork got us fluid with. Make y'all look like sewages. Gave it everything when we had everything when we had none. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab none. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Officially underway here for Map 2 LFO. In order, LFO was able to squeeze out that Map 1 victory on Overpass after a bit of a back and forth battle there in the second half. Hazard peeking into side, able to hit that initial defensive headshot with the USP. Order, meanwhile, continuing to advance onto the B side, and Vexide going to be able to get the plant down without any kills going out yet from either team. Bit of a strange situation here. LFO going to be looking to retake 5-on-5. They're going to smoke off Cave here. APOC leading the charge from back lanes, hits that initial headshot onto Vexide. Sterling flanking towards Cheetah, hits another headshot. Valiant's down, and APOC and Hazard able to clear out Cave, and Order was not able to register a kill there after the plant. And, man, bit of a strange round. Order got the bomb down with no issue, but LFO obviously been practicing their retakes on this map. Order deciding to go for the full bomb here. Don't know if that's the smartest move. I have a feeling LFO is quite disciplined on Ancient. LFO with 3 at B this round. Vexide leading the way for Order onto the side. Riccio spamming through that smoke towards back lanes. Does get one. Paratrades going out in the side. Bomb is down near default there. Leaves us in a 3-on-3 scenario. APOC pushing down B ramp will finally find redemption onto Riccio. Jira, meanwhile, making his way onto the site with Valiance. APOC checks back into side, able to take out Valiance with the A1S there near default. But Jira still on the flank from back lanes. Hits the Tech 9 headshot onto Sterling. Brings us to a 1-on-1. 40 seconds remaining in the round. Order still with the bomb in hand. And APOC, for some reason, was somewhat convinced there that Jira had already rotated back to the A side. That's not going to be the case. Jira with a clean plant now at B. APOC going to be rotating through CT spawn, silently inching closer to back lanes here at B. Jira over in Cheetah. APOC might be able to get a nice peek from Cave here. Probably gonna have to fake that defuse soon. He does. APOC waiting for contact, and Jira does get baited out into the open, but APOC not able to complete the kill there, and Order has tied things up at 1 apiece here on map 2.
looks like a timeout has been taken by order. Looks like it's just a tack timeout as they discuss their buy situation here. Live play will be resuming. Order settling for 3 MAC-10s, a Galil, and Jira, of course, saving that A1S over from last round. LFO, meanwhile, going to be forcing back, using up all their cash for 2 Deagles, 2 5.7s, and MP9 in the hands of APAC. APOC, excuse me. Order leaning towards the B side early, already making their way out Ruins doors, taking control of B ramp. No contact yet at the B side, but Hazard has spotted them. Calls being made here on the CT side. The rotates starting to make their way over. Hazard still at backside and hidden corner, hits the headshot onto Vexside. Ustillo looking to clear default, is able to find Leaky with that MAC-10, but Order gonna need more than that to take the site. Or maybe not. They've smoked off back lanes. Plant still hasn't gone down yet, though. Hazard making his way through that initial smoke on the back left of Sign, able to take out Riccio. Not before Riccio took a teammate of Hazard's down with him. But Hazard still hanging out here towards the back lanes at the B side. Hits a Deagle headshot there towards default. But Ustillo peeking out from far back lane. Hits another MAC-10 kill. This time it's Hazard down, left in a 2-on-2 situation. Savage rotating back from lanes. Hits the MP9 headshot onto default. It's only Ustillo remaining here. LFO fakes the defuse. Ustillo making his way back up B ramp. Savage with nearly no HP remaining. Ustillo will be able to finish him off. And now Sterling left in an awkward situation as he fakes the bomb. Does not have a kit. Going for the kill. Won't get that either. And Sterling probably should have backed off just a couple seconds before that to save the A1S once he knew things were going south. But regardless, a solid round from Order there, and the force buy does not work out for LFO. That's going to leave them with not too much cash to work with here as we head into the 4th round. Vexai, the A rush for Order. Valiant and Ustillo able to combine with him for 3 picks there as they clear out default. Smokes are still down at default boxes. The remaining 2 CTs are actually still on the site. Ustillo suppressive fire through the smoke grenade at default boxes. Leaky down. It's only Hazard remaining here for the CT side. MP9 and Han Hazard rotating back into side here, making his way towards default boxes. Hops up on default, gets 1, but Jira able to trade out, and Order has increased their lead to 2 rounds here on Ancient, and once again, LFO not left with much cash to work with. Continuing to lead Order onto the A side, but Hazard from back cave able to get 2 1-Deags. Massive play from Hazard. He's looking for more trouble here. He might be able to get another potential 1-Deag, but actually gonna make Valiance registering the next kill towards backside. Savage and Hazard combining forces to take out Valiance there in corner of sight. Hazard good for another Deagle headshot. That's 3 Deagle headshots on the round. Does pick up an AK-47, but he's left in a 1v1 situation with only 17 HP to work with. Riccio rotating out of CT spawn towards back of sight. Contact surely about to be made after Hazard walks through that smoke, but Ricky reacting in time, and Riccio will clutch the round for Order. Tense little 1v1 there, but Riccio still had full HP to work with. So it wasn't too stressful for him there, but LFO now going to be able to afford a full buy, and LFO really needs to put their foot down here on Ancient before Order starts running away with this one in the first half. LFO does have an op in the hands of Sterling here. APOC and Sterling both getting aggressive here at both mid and the B site. Hazard getting aggressive out of Cheetah, and LFO combining for 3 early picks. There's still 1:30 on the clock, but Order with only Riccio and Valiance remaining here on the T side, and make that only Riccio as Valiance moves up mid and walks right into Sterling's crosshairs there from A main. Riccio was able to trade out just a moment later there, but he's left in a nearly impossible 1v4 situation here. And certainly this should be LFO's opportunity to get a second round on the board. Riccio not giving up yet though, pushing through cave towards the B side. He does have the C4, so you never know. We've seen crazier 1v4s. Technically, this be a 1v5, but no more kills are going to come out of it. Hazard able to stop Riccio exiting cave there at the B site. And LFO officially back within 2 rounds, and Order not going to have a proper economy this round, but they will be able to squeeze out a few rifles. Riccio actually going to be on the op once more, and this is almost a full buy somehow from Order. 2 Galils and an AK being bought as well. Jira settling for a Desert Eagle, but do not write off Order for this round. They're ready for this one. They got 4 sets of head armor as well. Just pulling cash out of nowhere, apparently. Hazard and Nikki combining forces to stop that initial B push. Order will fall back just a bit, so maybe my optimism for Order this round was not justified. We'll see. APOC and Hazard combining to get the final kills of the round there at B ramp. Order looked just a bit too hesitant there, even on that final push towards B ramp. They just kind of looked like they lost focus after dropping those first 2 players early in the round. Regardless, LFO within a single round of potentially tying things up here in Order with essentially no cash to work with. Ustila makes the early peek at B ramp. Hazard waiting with open arms for him there with the A4. So it's an early 1-man advantage for LFO. Can't imagine Order's going to be able to do too much this round. 4 Glocks remaining here on the terrorist side. Just maybe they can combine for a trade at the A site, maybe grab a rifle and go from there, but even that would be quite a tall task. There's no utility or nades either here on the T side. It looks like Order's going to give it a shot, though, advancing towards the A site from main. They're spotted, and they will fall back. 2 members of Order falling back to potentially meet up with their teammates here. Valiance maybe had a shot at dinking Savage there. Thought his teammates could have stepped in a bit closer for the trade potentially, but that's not going to be the case. Riccio somehow pushing all the way through mid and flanking CT spawn is able to take out one. APOC guarding things from default there on the A side. Finds 2. Savage going to finish off Riccio there at the end of the round. And LFO has officially tied things up here at 4 apiece. And it looks like a technical timeout has been called by order. Hopefully, once again, not anything too serious. Hang tight here as I just double check my other monitor to confirm that. Live play will be resuming, so hopefully that wasn't anything too serious. APOC with the initial stop there at mid. Leaky pushing out Cheetah, peering into mid as well. Good for 2. And that is not how Order was looking for this round to go, especially on their full buy here. Oh boy. LFO starting to exert their talents a bit here. Order left in a rough 2v4 here. Minute 10 on the clock. They're not out of this one yet. But also still too early for them to fully be committing to the save here on the T side. So see if maybe they can pull out another pick and a potential plant here. Order's not going to be saving this one. They're actually moving out into the A side from Donut, and that was maybe a bit too bold of a move with 20 seconds remaining. Likely should have just saved the weapons there, but alas, LFO will take their first lead of the map, now up 5-4, and Order once again not left with enough money for a full buy, obviously, after they were not able to convert the round with AKs previous round here. Order going to be settling for 3 Deagles, a P250 Tech 9 in the hands of Jira. And LFO with some nice early HE nades. One of those actually going to tag Ustillo down to 34 HP at B lane. And Riccio moving on to the A side, somehow hitting that initial P250 headshot. He was traded out, and Savage going to be good for 3 with the AK-47 there at the A side. Some nice spray accuracy from him, and it looks like another timeout will be taken here by Order. This one's not a tech timeout. This is just Order discussing their potential buy here in round 11, I'm sure. So Order with a decent amount of cash to work with again, but LFO kind of starting to show their dominance once again here. And even though LFO is only leading by 2, they have won at least the last 4+ in a row here, and I'm just not sure Order has the innovation and the skill set to overtake LFO here. I could see Order having a stronger CT side, but LFO just seems so dialed in with their protocols and holding narrow angles for the CT side here. As I say that, though, Sterling does take quite a bit of damage from those Molotovs in Cave. See if that ends up affecting the round or not. He got tagged down to 60 HP. Valiance. Good pick there towards mid. It looks like he might have potentially opened up a path to the A site. But APAC and Hazard still back here by default boxes. They need to be taken care of ASAP. APOC does take out Riccio exiting Donut. Hazard still in backside. Good for another 2 with the A4. It's a one-man advantage for LFO. Ustillo and Vexite remaining AKs in hand. Vexite will fall to the accuracy of Hazard once more. Big round here from Hazard with the A4, able to grab 3. Ustillo still alive and going for this one, though, rotating through CT spawn, able to land the headshot onto Sterling. Still has full HP. Ustillo making his way towards default. 30 seconds to work with. Able to find Leaky past back cave there, and he brings it to a 1v1. Hazard now rotating back towards site and catches Ustillo just in time there. And Ustillo maybe just got a hair too careless with that final jump there. If he hadn't have made that jump and had his weapon still out, potentially could have had that. His footsteps were already being heard there, so he maybe should have been expecting that peek from Donut sooner. Meanwhile, contact being made here at mid in round 12. Jira opens things up on a positive note for Order at top mid, able to land that initial headshot, but immediately traded out. Order still with 4 rifles to work with here, 3 AKs and a Galil. Ustillo. Able to get a nice stop there as he maybe frees up the B side. Vexite continuing to make his way towards B. That's gonna free up the plant after those 3 initial picks went out. Ustillo finding another kill outside Cheetah as Sterling was rotating through mid. Ustillo finds the final kill onto Savage as well, and a big 3K there from Ustillo with the AK-47. Order now just trailing by 2 rounds. So Order just maybe starting to feel that chemistry again here. But round 13 going to be no easy task for Order to keep that momentum going. LFO is going to be on a full buy against Sterling on the op once more, but Hazard's going to be one taking first blood. Fortunately for him, Leaky able to back him up. Hazard tossing that nade, good for 1 him, and his teammates combining for 4 kills here at the B site. That left only Valiance remaining, caught out in the middle of the site with the C4 in hand, and LFO has indeed increase their lead to 3 rounds once more. Savage able to get the initial stop here at the A side. Good for 2 A1S headshots. Valiance does trade back. Hazard on the rotation from CT spawn. Long range A4 headshot. That's going to leave only Riccio and Valiance remaining. They'll be quickly finished off. Riccio with nearly no HP to work with there in the final seconds of the round. And we head into the final round of the first half. LFO leading by 4. And they've got a pretty good chance of potentially closing out this series in 2 maps. It's far from a guarantee yet, but Order really going to have to step it up in the second half here if they want to push this to a 3rd map. Order, meanwhile, using quite a bit of early utility here in the final round of the half, but it's going to be LFO responding with some utility of their own. Good for a Molotov kill at middle. Riccio and Ustillo also taking quite a bit of damage from that Molly and HE nade. Vexite still gonna force his way onto the B side. Vexite good for 2 AK kills. And that's gonna leave only Sterling and Savage fighting for the CT side here, each with an AWP in hand. Bomb not planted yet, but obviously Order with more than enough time and space to get the C4 down at B. Final round of the half, so LFO gonna have to go for this one. Sterling makes the peek down B lane outside of Cheetah, does connect the op kill onto Riccio. LFO still going for this one, but Vexine on the flank angle from back alley takes care of Savage, and he'll finish off Sterling through that smoke grenade as well. And the first half will end with LFO leading by 3, but Order definitely not out of this one yet. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the second half. Don't go anywhere.
Carolina skies in the night, floating by your side. I fell up when you fell down, but we stayed in flight. I'm laughing to myself, cause I know that I can't deny. I can't find what you can't hide right inside my mind. What I do right now. What I do right now.
Welcome back to the stream, everybody. Order starting off the CT side in style, apparently. 2 sets of Berettas being bought. See if those dualies work out or not on this B stop. So far, it's all LFO. Hazard able to clear out Cave. Savage backing him up with those dualies now after picking him up off that course. Hazard still popping off with the Glock back alley. And Savage trades out for 2 more with the dualies, and oh boy. Order unknowingly giving Savage his secret weapon there, apparently, as he converts 3, I believe, with the dualies, and that was not the second half start Order was looking for. They're now back down by 4 rounds. Order going for the force buy, and once again, I believe that might be too risky of a move here, but Order getting aggressive on top of that force. This is kind of just out of control. Jiro was pushing all the way down mid without a teammate, so no trade going out there. And I will say this round specifically is looking a bit disorganized on behalf of Order. Vexite, though, maybe proving me wrong. Able to get 2 Deagle headshots down B lane before getting traded out by Leaky. Will that be enough to bring the round to the Order side? Technically, they have the health advantage right now. It's a 3-on-3, but the only damaged player in the server remaining is Leaky, sitting at 34. 51 seconds on the clock. LFO looks like they do want to rotate the C4 over to the A site. Riccio about to make contact. Riccio with that USP takes out the bomb, switches to his Zeus. He's waiting for maybe some close range action here, but not able to use that USP or the Zeus again. Savage gonna finish off Riccio and Donut. That's gonna free up Savage for the plant here at the A site. We're left in a 2-on-2 situation. Order still with a shot at retaking, and Ustillo rotating back through. Donut finds both of the remaining LFO players with that AK-47. More than enough time for the defuse, and Order has indeed secured a 7th round for themselves, now trailing by just 3 once more. LFO potentially leaning towards an early B take, but holding off for now, allowing that Molotov to dissipate. Hazard, though, making his way up B ramp. He's gonna have to be careful of Ustillo and Cave here, and Ustillo will indeed take him out with that AK-47. Trade does not go out, however. LFO still advancing onto the B side, and Leaky coming up huge in Cave. Takes out 2 with the MAC-10. That's going to free up APOC for the C4 plant without any further contest. One-man advantage for LFO here. Can Order retake 3v4? Riccio makes the perfect peek from back lane, lines up 2, but LFO able to find 2 kills themselves in response. That's going to leave only Valiant's remaining. Fakes the defuse. Has Sterling run out through that smoke at him, but he's still left in a 1v1 after securing that kill onto Sterling. Valiant's going to be sticking the bomb, but still with over a second needed on the defuse. Savage going to fly out Cave and finish him off. Good job by Savage there to secure the round for LFO, who are now back up by 4. In Order, not with the ideal economic scenario this round. Looks like they're going to be settling for 3 Deagles, a Scout, Riccio undecided. Looks like Riccio actually buying a Zeus and a Flash here and leaving 1,300 for next round. So this is a force buy, though, for his other 4 teammates on the CT side. Valiant making the peek early into A main. Going to be calling that information out to his teammates. Valiant's taking way more damage than he thought he would through that smoke. I'm sure he wishes he fell back into the site a bit quicker, tagged down to 28 HP. Other than that, though, not too much damage going out from either team. No kills being registered yet. LFO still trying to make something happen here at the A site. They clear out Donut, and it's only 2 CTs remaining. Hazard free for the plant now. And Order will indeed be saving that Deagle and Scout. The force buy does not work out for them. They tagged down Hazard of 4 HP there as he was in the process of rotating towards the A site, but ultimately a 12th round will be going the way of LFO. Order, of course, not going to be able to afford a full buy this round. Jira does have that scout in hand still. LFO looking for the A-Rush. They're already out main. Valiance and Ustillo able to combine for 2 USP kills. Savage still going to need to take care of Ustillo behind Big Box there, and he does. 3-on-3 situation here. Bomb is not planted yet. Riccio with that Zeus again. Jeez. He really wants a Zeus kill this match, regardless of the outcome. Smoke will dissipate back cave there. And Sterling will finish off Vexite, who really didn't have much health remaining. Bomb still hasn't been planted. LFO really wanting to secure these angles before the plant, and they do. Jira, however, able to trade back with the scout from CT spawn, but not able to clutch out that 1v2 he had left in front of him. And LFO inching closer to a potential 2-map clinch in the series. Leading the charge towards cave, but Ustillo and Riccio combining for 3 here. The B push has officially been stopped. Can this be the beginning of Order's comeback? Jira good for another A1S kill there at mid. APOC, the only terrorist remaining here. AK-47 in hand, makes his way towards mid. Will be caught in Valiance's crosshairs there back mid. And Order just maybe getting back into this one, now trailing 8-13. Hazard getting things rolling here outside B doors, lines up a collat with the Galil, both headshots there. Impressive play from Hazard, but it's not going to survive too much longer. Jira able to trade him out a couple seconds later. Savage getting a pick there over near A main. It looks like Savage wants his teammates to rotate over for the plant here at A. There's only 2 CTs remaining. Riccio does still have the AWP in hand, and Riccio able to catch Leaky on the rotation there towards mid outside Cheetah. Regardless, it looks like APOC does have time to get the plant down here at the A site. He does. Sterling finds Jira on the rotation as well, and that's going to leave only Riccio remaining here for Order. Likely just going to be saving this AWP, but Order running out of chances to come back in this one. Riccio. It's a nice no-scope there in mid and converts on a second close range off kill as well, so couple LFO members won't be saving their weapons, and LFO actually, doesn't have a lot of bank to fall back on, so those 2 kills do affect LFO's economy a bit. LFO letting a few seconds off the clock here before the B push, but this is a B commit. Hazard already in the side, headshot landed onto Ustillo at close corner of ramp. Jira does find Leaky through the smoke there. from back alley into side. Vexside is still in cave, surviving somehow with 7 HP. Lands the A1 headshot onto Hazard. Bomb has been planted in the midst of all that chaos. It's still a one-man advantage from Order. Jiro with a nice reaction shot towards default. Incredible op shot there from Jira. That's going to leave only 2 players left on LFO. Order is not out of this one yet, folks. Order advancing towards the side. Valiant's able to get 1, but LFO trading back for 3. 2 kills from Savage, but Riccio left in a 1v1 trades back with the AWP close range onto cave exit. Incredible play from Riccio, keeping his cool there while the pressure was turned up. Secures the defuse with more than enough time remaining, and that'll be a 9th round going the way of Order, although Jira's teammates really don't have much cash. I mean, they don't even have cash for a proper rifle buy here, but they'll still squeeze out a few rifles. Valiant's gonna buy that A1S, Ustilo and Vexite on the Famai. And Riccio was just barely able to get an AWP for himself. Savage once again looking for the early the early AK pick at the B site. He finds it, does get traded out though. LFO on an eco with upgraded pistols. Sterling still with an AK though. So we'll see if that AK will be enough to bring a 15th round to the LFO side. Order still with the upper hand weapon-wise. Let's see if they can capitalize. Backside, able to get the stop in cave. That's Hazard down. That's a big pick for Order to bring the one-man advantage to their side. 53 seconds on the clock, and the pressure has turned up for LFO. And LFO not falling back to save this one yet. They, not that they have to. They're up by 5. So technically, if they want to go for this, they do have that leniency. And it looks like Leaky does want to lead LFO onto the B site. Sterling makes a jump. Footsteps going to be heard here at A. Leaky clear for the plant, but there's 2 CTs in Donut and a rotator from CT spawn. Jira and Valiance combining for the final 3 kills of the round there towards default, and Order potentially within striking distance again, trailing by just 4 rounds here in map 2. But if they aren't able to get a little win streak going here, LFO is very close to clinching this series in 2 maps. So this is all of these remaining rounds must-win rounds for Order. I mean, if they give this one up, LFO is going to be sitting at series point. Hazard once again looking for a pick into the B site, finds it. Riccio falls early. LFO now flooding B, but Vexite with a humongous play with the A1S gets 2 inside, almost gets a 3rd and a 4th as he tags up Sterling and APOC. Let's see if Order can finish those 2 players off specifically. Sterling gonna be going for the plant, who still does land a bit of damage on him there through the smoke. APOC gonna get tagged up as well through the smoke, down to 14 HP. Sterling and APOC with a combined 31 health. Order still left in a 3-on-3 retake scenario. Valance getting the peek there from Cheetah down B lane. A1S headshot registered onto Sterling. Order gonna fake the defuse. They still have 2 terrorists to deal with. APOC during the chaos able to get 2, 1 through the smoke. Valiant sticking the defuse and just barely gets it. Looks up in time to finish off APOC with the A1S as well. And what a wild finish to that round. And Order is not out of this one yet. LFO not with much cash, going to be using Mac 10s and Deegs here. Trade going out at middle. And LFO actually looking pretty scary there now that they have an A1S in hand. 4-on-4 situation, minute 15 for LFO to work with here in the round. Vexite comes up with another mid pick there. Make that 2 with the A1S. LFO, with only 2 players remaining. They might be choosing to save this. APOC does have that A1S in hand. LFO gonna still be going for this one though, making their way onto the B side with the bomb. They've actually got a decent shot at this one, but they walk into a collateral. Oh no, it's tragedy for LFO there. Ustillo lining up both with the AWP in order. Now within just 2 rounds of potentially tying this up, can they keep fighting and push this to a 3rd map, or can LFO close this out in 2? LFO committing to the full B push, and it's working out so far. Able to get 2, including a nicely placed molly kill there from Savage. Jira looking for 1 on the flank, but he's already been seen going into Cheetah. Riccio does get 1 from back lanes through that smoke. Bomb finally getting planted. Hazard does finish off Jira there in caves. That's going to leave only Riccio and Valiant remaining here for the CT side, each with an AWP in hand. Valiant does hit an op shot through the smoke there, but ultimately Order is going to fall back for the save here. Their chances of getting a retake 2v4 there with ops and all those smokes just didn't seem realistic. So Order will indeed have to win 3 in a row to push this to overtime. And it looks like a timeout has been taken by Order as they get their affairs in order here, no pun, for the 13th round of the second half. Can Order push this to overtime? They are on a full rifle setup, maintaining those double ops as well. Sterling going to be opping once again here for the terrorist side. It looks like LFO does want to commit to an early A push. Valiance from Boost Rock does take out 1. Savage good for the trade. LFO still advancing towards the A site with the bomb. Order probably gonna need to get at least 1 more pick here before the plant, but not able to do so. They had a player still in back cave, but just not able to find those angles yet. Leaky does take out Riccio there at mid as he watches the flank, but it looks like Order might be able to retake the side. Jira and Ustillo combining for 3. And it's all up to Leaky with the AK-47. He's going to be falling back to save this one in order. Within 2 rounds now, potentially pushing this to overtime. Does Order have the it factor to push this to OT? The All-Star Hazard leading the way with 32 kills here for LFO. That's a pretty serious statistic. LFO advancing towards the B side. They've already flooded side, but Jira able to stop 2 there at back lane. Make that 3 for Jira with the A1S. His teammates able to finish off the final 2 members of LFO there at the B side, and we are potentially a single round from overtime. LFO allowing quite a bit of time off the clock here. No decisive moves being made quite yet. They were able to afford a full buy here on the terrorist side with 5 AKs. Not a whole lot of utility to use here in the final round of regulation for LFO. See if that comes into play. LFO, regardless, they're going to dry take the B site. And no kills going out yet, surprisingly. Vexite still in cave, does find Hazard moving into cave. Sterling pushing far back alley, able to get 2 with the AK-47. Jira at the other side of back alley does find Leaky, and Valiance on the insane flank there from A main catches Savage completely off guard. It's all up to Sterling to prevent overtime. Sterling, his footsteps are heard, making his way around back alley, and Jira will land the headshot and will be headed to overtime in just a couple minutes here. Don't go anywhere. We've got an exciting one on our hands.
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, ayo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never one-on-one. Teamwork till we done. Sent on a mission, we got ambition. Never scared, we won't run. Never one and done. Some sit back and some like the hunt. I pick my teammates up when they fall. And if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us galore. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine away from the shade. But now that we're going back. This is the moment to go. This is the moment to shine. This is the moment to show. Show me the rocks you can climb. This is the moment to feel the path like you legally blind. I can promise this is ours cause we built for this, kill for this. Pushing buttons, do it quick, push it off and do assist. Oh, y'all think we new to this? Pound for pound, break it down. Watch what we gon' do with this. Teamwork got us fluid with. Make y'all look like sewages. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade. But now that we're here, ain't no going back.
Welcome back to the match, everybody. We are officially underway here for overtime. Order deciding to run a double AWP setup here in the first round of OT. LFO taking their time. They allow Vexite to push down mid. Sterling connects on that initial op shot. Early one-man advantage for LFO. Riccio surely about to make contact here at Cheetah. He's got two members of LFO right on the other side of that smoke. Looks like LFO does want to potentially rotate back towards A now. They find Jira in mid. Two-man advantage for LFO. Order still with both their oppers alive. LFO continuing to let some time off the clock here, but surely... Oh, maybe not so surely that they're going to be able to get onto the B site. Riccio with the initial stop at B, and LFO will indeed rotate out mid towards the A side. Valiance from the back of Cave. APOC down in Donut. That brings us to a 3-on-3. He finds Riccio pushing through that smoke towards CT spawn. Only 10 seconds to plant. LFO needs to make that plant happen. Valiance makes the peek from back cave, does get one, but it's not the planter, and he'll be killed out in the trade from the Molotov from a dead CT. Excuse me, a dead T. Leaky hears that scope right in front of him on the other side of default. Ustila maybe had a chance to fire one off there, but caught in a bit of an awkward situation, and LFO has indeed recaptured the lead here by a single round. Hazard is able to pick off one at the B site here. Will that be enough for LFO to take it? They've still got Savage keeping an eye on A. Does find Valiance on the peak. And LFO continuing to pick up some early kills here. Leaky with a nice HE toss onto B. And that's going to leave only 2 players remaining here for Order. Leaky does get the bomb planted at A, and it looks like Order is trying to rotate back towards A, but they're gonna get caught in Donut. Ricky does land a nice little op shot there from back lanes towards mid. Riccio, good for a second op kill as he makes his way further towards the A site via CT spawn. Drops the smoke, fakes the defuse, peeks back towards Donut to hit the headshot onto Leaky. Sticking the defuse, but not gonna have enough time for that. Sterling does get the kill, but just barely there. Gets the kill in time, just barely, I should say. In Order, still running this double AWP setup. This is pretty much a must-win round for them. Otherwise, LFO will be sitting at series point as they head into the second half of OT. But Ustillo gets things started off on the right foot for the CT side. Nice defensive stop at B ramp with the AWP. Sterling down. Minute 30 still for LFO to work with. And Hazard at mid hits a nice headshot there onto Jira. Hazard has some incredible rifle control, I will say. Hazard certainly must be one of the best in the AU scene right now. I'm not quite as educated on the AU scene as some of my down under brothers like Josie and the boys, but regardless, I think LFO's got a decent chance of finding a good org for themselves soon. LFO continuing to make their way into the A site. Vex site will be cleared behind default. It's all up to Ustillo now. Brings it to a 1v1 after a nice peek there through A main, or excuse me, through Donut. Ustillo pushing through mid now, making the rotation towards back lanes. Getting closer to B. Leaky just barely getting that plant off before getting peeked from back lanes. He was planted on the vulnerable side as well. Ustillo looking to chase him down here in caves. Leaky, he's watching the opposite direction. That's going to prove fatal, and it does. Leaky not able to turn around in time, and oh man, I really don't like that spot to be watching the bomb from. I think he would have had a better chance watching things from B ramp, because then he could have been watching essentially both B lane and the site from ramp. When you play it from Cheetah there with your back turned, and you know, you're either going to have to constantly be turning back towards cave to watch that angle, and even that, you might just get caught looking the opposite direction still. So I just really don't like that cave / Cheetah hold when it's a 1v1. I think that's just too risky for the T's to use. But alas, LFO now leading by a single round as we prepare for the second half of OT. We'll be live again in just a couple minutes here. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the match, everybody. Second half of overtime here on map 2. Can LFO get these final few rounds. These final 2 rounds, technically, to put this series away in 2 maps, or can Order fight back and potentially either get the dub here or push a second overtime? Either way, possibility of a 3rd map is on the line here for Order. Order continuing to let some time off the clock here. Order very spread out still here. Looks like they do want to make a peek towards B ramp, but Hazard gonna get that initial stop. Order continuing to make their way onto the A site, however. Will they have enough firepower to do so? Sterling enters the site, taken out by Vexite from Donut. Vexite gonna have to get at least one more here, not quite able to do so. APOC rotating in from back site, able to get 2 on kills from default, both headshot. That's gonna leave only Jira remaining here for Orda. Jira will fall in Donut, and 3 huge odd kills for APOC there, and LFO within a single round of putting this one away. Order pushing middle, but Sterling is already aggressive up in A main with that AWP, takes out Jira in mid. It looks like Order now deciding to swing towards B. Vomiting, falling back towards B lane. Ustila with a nice head boost into sight, takes out Hazard, falls back down ramp, but he did get tagged all the way down to 11 HP. Four seconds left for Order. They still... Oh! Now they have fully committed to the B side. Riccio able to fly out towards default from Cave without getting killed from back alley. First back alley was smoked off. Far back alley is clear. That's where Savage is going to be able to get that A1S kill into sight. Leaves us in a 3-on-3. Order in decent positioning here to hold the bomb, but it's far from a guarantee yet. LFO tossing some nades and utility into the side. Trade goes out from Cave. APOC gets 2. It's only Riccio remaining here for the terrorist side. Tries to spam through plywood into the site. Not able to register the kill. And LFO has officially clutched out the map there. It looked like Order was potentially going to be able to take that to a 3rd map. They had quite a comeback there in the second half of Ancient, but just not quite able to pull it together there in overtime, which is almost a little disappointing to see. I'm sure we all kind of felt a 3rd map on the horizon there, but LFO is the better team, I would say, and they deserve to win this in 2 maps, regardless of that comeback by Order there on Ancient. Order just didn't quite have the discipline, the protocols, to pull that one out. And additionally, Hazard had an insane second map there. He had quite a few frags on the first map as well. So hopefully an org does pick up LFO soon. They've got some talent, they've got some chemistry. They're staying dedicated to the premier scene here. And they will be advancing to the grand final, I believe. There was going to be at least one other premier playoff match here in AU tonight, but I believe since Ground Zero is playing in the ANZ championship, or was slightly earlier, that's going to be the reason for their match getting delayed. As far as the third premier matchup that was going on for AU, I believe that was the ALK match. I'm not sure. There might have been a forfeit that already was submitted for that match, but either way, we had some nice little AU action here in that series, and congrats to LFO for making their way to the grand final. I'm sure we'll have a date of when that one's going to happen soon. It'll probably be on the official ESL channel, I believe. And let me just have a look here to see what other matches are going on. There's no other ESEA matches at the moment, obviously, since those EU matches don't start till later today. I might be doing double pony versus Wisla Krakow for the EU lower bracket semifinal in a few hours from now. But thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for coming out. Special thanks to Josie and all the AU homies for the support. I'm sure I'll be doing some more AU matches again in the near future. That was a fun one. And go ahead and give me a follow. Hit that button in the corner if you haven't already. Turn those notifs on. You can give me a follow on Twitter as well, at Hamtaro1H. And with that, have a great night, everyone. I'm probably going to send you over to a either an NA or an AU streamer here. So hang tight. We're going to send you to some more CS entertainment. Have a great one, guys.